Go.
This is my audience for my oral communication speech. This is Antonio, Cortland, Shakim, Renee, and the recorder here, Wanda. I have chosen the topic of the controversy of sex education being taught in schools. I feel as if it is important due to the fact some parents have trouble communicating on the subject with their teens. I think if given the cold hard facts, teenagers can then use the information given to make informed decisions in life. According to ScienceDaily.com '07 article, sex education greatly boosts the likelihood that teens will delay having intercourse. Male teens who received sex education in schools were 71% less likely, and similarly educated female teens were 59% less likely to have sexual intercourse before age 15. Males who attended school, meanwhile, were 2.77 times more likely to rely upon birth control the first time they had intercourse if they had been in sex education classes. Sex education seems to be working, according to study lead author Tricia Mueller with Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Another article from ScienceDaily.com, March '08, suggests that comprehensive sex education might reduce teen pregnancies. It was suggested that teens who received comprehensive sex education were 60% less likely to report becoming pregnant or impregnating someone than those who received no sex education. According to Advert.com, sex education aims to reduce the risk of potentially negative outcomes from sexual behavior such as unwanted or unplanned pregnancies and infection with sexually transmitted diseases including HIV. It also aims to contribute to young people's positive experience of their sexuality by enhancing the quality of their relationships and their ability to make informed decisions over their lifetime. Sex education that works, by which we mean that is effective, is sex education that contributes to both these aims, thus helping young people to be safe and enjoy their sexuality. High schools must provide young people with adequate sex education because ignorance can be harmful. The largest gulf of understanding still remains the parents and the youth, especially in the area of sexuality. Sex is a part of life, and when questions arise, they can be discussed in a mature way without condoning certain behavior. Relying to that, we realize that education is important to be inserted in a person's life. Therefore, sex education in high schools is very necessary for youngsters to acquire information, form attitudes, beliefs, and values about identity, relationships, and intimacy. Sex education also encompasses sexual development, affection, body image, and gender roles. In other words, it is about learning how we grow, reproduce, and change over the years. It also includes a positive view of sex and the safety involved on sexuality. Sex education in high schools helps young people to be more prepared for life changes such as puberty, menopause, and aging. Sex education can develop skills in self-esteem to help students enter adolescence. It helps them in knowing that the sudden few changes are okay and normal. Moreover, they will learn to enjoy their sexuality, behave responsibly within their sexual and personal relationships. As stated on NPR.org, when it comes to the general approach to teaching sex and sexuality in schools, Americans divide almost evenly. Respondents were asked to choose which of two statements were closer to their belief. One, when it comes to sex, teenagers need to have limited sex. They must be told what is acceptable and what is not. Or two, ultimately, teenagers need to make their own decisions, so their education needs to be more in the form of providing information and guidance. 47% selected the first statement, 51% selected the second. In conclusion, there will always be controversy whether or not there is a positive to sex education being taught in schools. Thank you.